which, excuse me here, something just popped into my account, guys. So let me add the T110 E3 back up here, which, if I can bother whoever had requested the E3, please let me know. I just stupidly deleted your name again. But I'm allowed to play this for you guys. The Emil 1951. So let's get into things here. This is the Frontline reward tank that you can get. But you can thank Wargaming because they're basically giving it out to community contributors so we can play it ahead of time, show you guys, so on and so forth. I'm happy. Granted, I was gonna be able to get this eventually, but I wasn't gonna be able to get it this time. So let's pop into this guy. I just need to get some equipment and stuff on it. Which, who would requested the E3? Please let them be here. If not, I can always find it later, because that'll be up after this fight. Hello, Tyrion. Nice to see you. But thank you very much. Not that I think Damo is watching right now, but thank you very much, Damo, for... It was you, Randall? Are you... Hopefully you're not lying. Thank you very much, Randall and Einstein, for that then. Okie dokie. Let's get the Emil kitted out here. I'm just gonna go with... We'll go with this. I don't even know why I'm carrying HE, but... Thank you very much, Ray, for tipping Levi a biscuit. A winner? Lettuce? What do you mean by that? Thanks, though, for tipping Levi a toy, Ray. I'll get him it after the Emil here. Whoop. Not lettuce, I guess said lettuce. No, we can't give one out for this, Psycho. Honestly, I was not even expecting... I wasn't even expecting this, but... Yeah. You probably saw some... EUCCs playing it, so Wargaming NA is giving it out too. Honestly, I expected to have to grind for it. Okay, so let me get a... I'm just going to get a crew in this first. Which, yeah, I'm going to be stupid and dismiss them one by one. I'll compare it against the standard Emil real fast before I hop into the battle too. So just give me a moment here. I even forget. I forget what all the flags look like, to be honest. I'm honestly stupid. There we go. We found Sweden. No, I typed the wrong number in. Thanks. I'm 6 years ahead of everybody. Okay. No. Thanks for pointing that out. All right. Anyway. Let's throw this into the comparison. They're not too different from my understanding. See if anything's changed since then. No. Just gonna throw that off there. Make sure I got the same equipment loadout. Don't think I do. Vent, stabilizer, optics. And maybe I do. So in any event, Emil 1951 is the Frontline tier 8 reward tank, which I need to swap over. It's gonna kind of screw with things, but you swap over here. This is what I usually use for my YouTube videos because I can like pull everything around. I just don't want to cover up the stats with my webcam. In any event, same damage per shot, same penetration. The premium shell, from my understanding, is the same on both of them too. Same gun depression. Turret traverse is a little bit higher. The main difference, basically lower DPM on the Emil 1951, and also worse accuracy, which... Or wait, I do? I thought I left Brothers in Arms. Ah, that explains it. Thank you for that. I thought I left it on the Emil 1951. Thank you. Doing things on the fly here. So yeah, a little bit less DPM. I knew that, but it was a lot larger without that Brothers in Arms. Worse accuracy, but it does have a little bit better aiming time, which, not to say that doesn't really matter too much, but that's really splitting hairs there, you know. That's, you know, under half a second. But outside of that, like, it does have a little bit more specific power, which is nice because the Emil 1 is very sluggish. So that's pretty nice that the 51's a little bit more mobile. It's kind of like the reverse, I guess, of the... Granted, it's a lower tier, but like the M10 Wolverine and like the M10, what is it, RBFM currently, kind of flip-flopped as far as one better firepower, one more mobility. But for the most part, that seems to be the main difference, and also the signal range. Not that that matters too much. So yeah, 1951, you know, a little bit faster, but sacrifices a little bit of DPM and accuracy. So let's hop into this tank. Just got to get that reset up. That didn't work. There we go. Can I explain? Yeah, I can explain that. Like, sorry, I'm just kind of lost here. It threw me for a loop. I knew we were getting this tank tonight because Damo is really nice to give us a little bit of a heads up. I'll get Levi's toy after this fight too. But yeah, it's just a matter of when it was gonna pop into our garage here. In any event, this does look a lot better than the standard Emil 1. Yeah, it just has a little bit more bells and whistles. Now, so Bilbo, you asking me there, like not picking crew skills on a crew. Like, the only reason you want to do that is if you want to save some gold and stuff on training crews, like to the 100% base level if you're carrying them over. So basically what you do is you don't assign any crew skills, you keep that little gold plus mark there. And by doing that, all that experience is just going to keep, you know, ballooning up, and it's unassigned. So when you get to the next tank, say you move that crew up, instead of having to spend 200 gold per se, and it works whether you have no crew skills, or say if you have one crew skill and you don't assign the experience to get a second one. As long as you have that little plus mark there, you have unassigned crew experience. So anything that's unassigned will carry over and apply to your basic crew level, the 50 to 100%, that if you spend gold, it goes to 100%. Credits is what, 75, I believe. And, you know, just the basic is 50. I could be off there by a little bit, who knows. But more or less, you know, if you don't assign it, you can apply it to that instead. If that's important to you. But you don't play with, you're playing without crew skills or playing with less crew skills. So it's kind of a trade-off, but it can be nice for like free-to-play players, or I would mainly use it, you know, around like tier 5, tier 6, like grinds like that. Which, hey, Miss Blade, nice to see you tonight. When it comes to the T90 or T54E2, excuse me, honestly, what they're doing is it's super test. Like, I would not put any weight in its stats right now. And honestly, I think it's kind of stupid that they're trying to make it a tier 8 heavy. And the thing could be a tier 10 tank if they wanted to. But yeah, more or less though, like I don't think it's going to come out the way it is because it's god awful. But that's how super test is. The stats are never the same as when it hits super test. When it hits the live server. No problem, Bilbo. I don't mind answering stuff like that. I like when you guys ask stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty nifty to do that. And again, like you can assign and get like one, say you hit tier 7 or tier 8 and you grind your tank and you still have, I don't know, like say you have like 20 or 30 battles till you hit your next tank, roughly. Pick a crew skill, get it all the way up to like say 100% on your first one, then leave that experience unassigned for the second one. Move that tank up a crew, you know, into the next tank, or move that crew up into the next tank, excuse me, and you can use that unassigned experience to possibly get 100% crew just using credits. So it's nice, you know, it's nice to kind of use that. It's not always practical though, because, you know, you might not line up 100% with, you know, trying to do that in like your next tank. But honestly, I just use gold because well, honestly, I think their biggest issue is trying to make a medium tank a heavy tank. I don't think it's ever gonna kind of fall in line with what they expect unless they change the stats of the tank a lot. Like, I personally think they'd be better off, but again, they probably want a premium tank for the T110E5 that plays like it. I think ultimately it'll end up being shaped, you know, towards that. But, you know, again, like, not to say don't look into the stats, don't look into the stats right now. The tank literally was just like a placeholder for them to test guns on. Like different guns they would add on to the tank to be able to test them, mainly smooth bores back then, and they kind of figured out that they shouldn't be in the game. Oh god, there's a tank on my left. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, mediums in general I feel like are the best class right now. Like, not every single medium, but across the board, like, there's a lot of medium tanks that, you know, blend a line between, you know, either a light or a heavy. Now, even with the Swedish ones, even a TD in some sense. Pretty sure this is the first battle in the NA server with an Emil 1951. I can say for a fact I was probably the first person to play the TS5 back when we got that, because I was on when they gave it to me. And it's the same thing here. Playing this a little bit slower than I want to, but because, you know, since I am top tier, but just mainly these tanks in the center, which are kind of holding me back. Crap. And also the gun handling on this thing is not very good. So that has me a little bit worried too. Thank you very much, Steel Saint, for the resub there. Has me a little worried to overextend. Which, crap, I'm just going to reload here. My team, I thought they'd be fine in the town. It's just, yeah. Yes, I've had a heart attack before in a stream. Not literally, but yes, Jasper. I think it's just a neat little feature. Doesn't really, it's really easy to set up on my end, so. Oh, I wish I didn't reload and shoot. But thank you, TD. That is like 150% the best thing you could have did for me. Except for I bounced too. Yeah, like that whole line, like up to the Key 91 is pretty much like a TD-esque line, yes. That's why not a lot of people use it, because it's like a weird playstyle. Alright, I think I need to go this way. I can shoot the WZ, but I'm still not loaded. This reload on this is atrocious. It feels so much slower than the Emil 1, even though it's not that big of a change, or big of a difference, I should say. Crap. I need to get a shot on him. Oh lord. No. I don't want to lose my HP. Come on, team. Just wait. We can get this. You just need to wait for me. Well, no, I didn't have a heart attack, Jasper. I had issues. I had issues with my heart rate monitor where it would disconnect and go to 0, and you guys would kind of joke about it, or not like you, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I did not have a heart attack. I don't want to lie about that. I thought this guy should. Yeah, he's behind a building here. But oh my god, team. They just keep throwing themselves in front of the enemy tanks. Ah, crap, he pushed up. Should be able to get this guy. Nope. Oh man. They can't confirm or deny that, Tank and Tooch. I'm not allowed to say either. You can make your own opinion on that based off of the amount 1951. I think I could say that much. This is what I wanted to shoot, but I was a little bit out of position. Why did my team keep throwing tanks where you see this huge clump of tanks on the enemy team and they're like, huh, this is a good idea, let's throw some people at it. Like, no, you don't do that. Wait for our team to win over here. That's why I started like shoving over there, shoving myself that way, is just hoping that my team would just sit there and wait in the town and, you know, just wait for us to win the left. But at this point, I should have enough HP, relatively speaking. We know that their tanks are in the town. I should be able to push up and kill this T-44. And I should be safe doing it. He played a pretty decent battle. Still have 2 shots left. But you gotta play really patient when it comes to like the Emil here. Otherwise you're just gonna look really stupid. Trying to force this tank. Like expect shots to hit and yeah. But at any event, this was a pretty decent battle. Who won the arty bet? I won. That was like the best battle ever. There was like literally my best shot ever happened in that Hummel fight. There's a clip on it on my Discord. I guess need to reload. Sorry, Comet, I'm sacrificing you here. Don't want to get my hopes up here, but I am pretty darn sure that I got a pretty awesome battle here, for lack of better words. Oh my god, just as I said that, I missed a shot. Really needed that shot. And there's the Chrysler case though. I forgot about him. I didn't think we had any tanks left. Because I think I got about 1,000 blind damage. And honestly, I'm shooting way too much premium now and I don't need to. But yeah, at least my tally in my head is giving me about 1,000 blind damage. But in Emil 1951, you know, the mobility on it feels pretty decent, since the standard tier 8 Emil is pretty sluggish. But the gun definitely is hurting when it comes to the DPM, obviously, and overall accuracy. Whew. 1 kill away from a top gun, but at least spotted damage 4,323 in my first battle in this. That's pretty darn awesome. I'm pretty sure I got over 1.5 times the HP here. But, you know, this is the tank you're working forward towards, you know, if you're playing Frontline. You will be able to get it this upcoming week if you max out your prestige level. Unless I'm mistaken, I don't think I am, no. But we got ourselves an ace tanker. Not to say I'm claiming it here, but I'm claiming that I aced. I'm the first person to ace this on the NA server. And a high caliber award. I'm pretty sure this is going to be going up to YouTube. So, hi YouTube. Because I might have some time tonight to squeak that in. But personally, you know, I honestly, the TS5 was the same way. I aced that in my first fight too when I got that. So 5,000 damage, over 1,300 base experience. So it wasn't even like a freebie, like it's a new tank, you know, freebie ace. all in all, a pretty good fight. And I spammed a little bit of gold. That's my bad, but yeah. Thanks, Wargaming. For those, you know, wondering if it's worth it to get this or not, it really depends on if, you know, what your prestige is in Frontline. But honestly, you know, when it comes to crew training, you can see crew trains for the Emil 1 and the Emil 2 and the Kranwagen, which is nice. But as far as playstyle goes, like going over the little comparison here again, you know, personally the comparison, it's pretty straightforward. Like, not to get into all the stats again, because I went over that before the battle. You know, you just sacrifice a little bit of accuracy and also DPM, and these, you know, are roughly 100% stats, but with equipment and brothers in arms. But you gain basically a little bit of mobility over it. You do lose a little top speed actually too. I didn't notice that. So a little bit more mobility, a little bit less firepower and accuracy. So it's a pretty balanced tank, and you know, honestly I got a little bit lucky in that battle as far as the way the enemy team set up. It's almost like it's rigged. But in any event, you know, hopefully you guys enjoyed that battle. I didn't think I'd get this tank from Wargaming. I was really surprised when they gave it to us, and Damo said they were giving it out tonight. But yeah, for the most part though, it's a pretty decent reward tank, and you know, eventually I think they'll end up selling it. I wouldn't say they're gonna sell it anytime soon, or maybe it goes into a bond shop eventually or something. But you know, it's a good tank as far as balance goes. All right, so in